Sarah Grattan?
I knew Sarah's parents. Uh, Lois taught school, and at one time there was like a country school that was part of the Elma district, but they still kept that school open. It was out in the country. And so at that time, Lois was teaching out there when I had Sarah. And Sarah was a good student. Uh, kind of a quiet. She wasn't particular. She's good, just a very good student, but she wasn't as outgoing as a lot of girls. And so academically, she was busy working, and I can remember her mother coming in and talking to me. But then it was interesting because I don't remember why, but I remember Sarah calling me on the phone one time.
Wow.
To check about something, and it was after grade school, and it was, it was like maybe 3 or 4 years later.
Huh.
And and at the time I couldn't quite. I always liked Sarah, but her brother. Can you think what's his last name?
John?
John. That's what I thought. But I had him in the 6th grade too. And John was at another plane. He lived in his own world. And we were doing an SRA kit. You'd read.
Oh, I loved SRA.
Yeah, well,
they had the colors, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I just blew through those.
Yeah.
You had to read it first.
Yeah.
And then you had to do a comprehension test.
Yeah.
And what fascinated me the most were the colors. I wanted to get up into the higher colors.
The colors, yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I was a Viking at that.
They kind of liked that. Yeah, they kind of liked that. But here was John in this class, and every once in a while you ran across a class where people were cheating, and they didn't really need to. John would come up and he would, you'd self-correct. You'd return your thing, and then you'd take the answer sheet back and you'd correct it. And bring that back and put it in, and then you'd go on to whatever level was the next one. Well,
I cheated in high school. I had an organic chemistry class from Mr. Stuckey.
Okay.
And I went to the Elma College library, found the book, and they had the answer book there. And I stole it. So but it only had the answers to like the odd numbered questions.
Okay.
Or the even, I don't remember, but I was... I don't think I checked it out.
Okay.
But I had it.
Did he ever catch you on that?
No.
Mm-hmm. Well.
Anyway, back to John Grattan and Sarah Grattan.
Mm-hmm.
I digress.
Well, I was walking around the room, and this particular class that he was in, I think I knew that there was this. So I had walked to the back of the classroom, and I was coming back on the aisle where John was. And here was John. And I was standing right there. He went up and got 3 answer sheets, brought them back, and filled in this chart. I'm walking around the back of the classroom. He does not know what is going on.
As far as you watching what he's doing?
Yeah. Everybody in the classroom was looking at me saying,
are you going to let him get away with this?
And I just let him go, you know. I didn't say a word.
He was Sarah's older brother,
Younger.
younger.
And one of the kids came up to me and they said, "Mrs. Edgar, you gonna let him do that?" And I said, "Don't worry about him." And so then when they were dismissed and walked out the door, there were about 6 kids who were on John Grattan's tail saying, "Mrs. Edgar was watching you." I think Buddy Mitchell, no, it wasn't Buddy. It was one of the Mitchell boys, was saying, you know, "You idiot."
All right, but we need to get back to Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
Say some nice things
There
about
was,
Sarah.
well, she was a lovely girl. And she was bright and she was conscientious. And, you know, from that standpoint, she was a perfect student.
All right, well, let's go on.